Hello? Oh, hi, darling.
Half a world away, another day. So let's go play on the moon. It's a starry place. We embrace the space while we're miles away on the moon.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of On the Other Line. I am your host, Kelly Keegs, and I am happy to see you all, happy to be here. I'm excited about today. We decided that I'm going to do a little bit of an AMA. I reached out to people on my Instagram. I didn't reach out. Why am I talking like that? I didn't reach out to anybody. I just posted a questions thing on my Instagram, had people submit questions, and so we're going to be answering them all day today. The phone lines are going to be open the entire time, 888-786-6522 if you want to call in yourself. But first things first, Gia, what's going on, baby girl?
Woo!
Woo!
It is good to be back.
G is back. G is back.
Yes.
Love it. We missed you so much. How
Thank
was
you.
California? What kind of drama did you get up into?
So much drama.
Love it.
I met so many influencers. I grew my brand.
Love it.
I'm just like going to become the next Charlie D'Amelio, basically.
Excellent. I would expect nothing less. I saw that you were shopping.
Yes. Now, bitches will be shopping.
Bitches will be shopping.
and
Doesn't matter where it is.
That was the definition of my trip. I had to buy another suitcase.
I'm not surprised. I'm literally not even surprised.
It was so bad. I'll give myself the defense in that I had to carry a lot of equipment. So I couldn't bring like a carry-on bag.
Yeah.
So I already brought so much clothes in my suitcase that I had to.
You had no choice. You had no choice. The clothes must be transported, and unfortunately, you just have to get a second suitcase sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
I love that energy. I love that vibe. I hope that you had a very fun time.
Thank
It
you.
did look like fun. We were all jealous here. I was talking shit on Brie. I was like, that fucking psychopath Brie stole Gia from us for weeks on end.
Yeah, 2 weeks was a very long time. It feels good to be back.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. But yeah, so today we're doing this AMA. I'm going to start off a couple things. One, I have a migraine. I have a raging migraine, and I'm just going to say that out loud. I've been complaining about it for 3 hours. I've taken Excedrin. It's the worst. Got to start the show with a complaint every single time. Another thing, I know this sweatshirt looks silly because I have a long shirt on underneath it, but it's a cropped sweatshirt. It's amazing. There's all kinds of new stuff at the Barcelo Sports store right now for back to school. Store it at barcelosports.com. I love this sweatshirt. I really love it. It's thick. It's good. It's cropped perfectly. It's not too cropped where I feel like, my titties are gonna fall out. It feels amazing. So head to the store, get that for yourself. I also have Positive Vibes Only on underneath. I wonder if that's still in the store, but it's also a Barcelo shirt. So go ahead, get your merch, get your stuff. While you're at it, get a Pinkies Up sweatshirt. It's still on sale, always and forever. And that's about it. So I don't know, Gia, I want to just get into it. We had a handful of questions.
Let's do it.
I could talk about them for hours.
Oh,
so.
wait, did you want to talk about the Kardashian
Oh, shit,
stuff
that's
first?
right. Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me. Before we get into the questions, a lot has happened over the weekend since I talked to you guys all last week. Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian broke up, and Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson welcomed their second baby via surrogate. Now, the only reason I want to talk about this, we all know, Pete and Kim broke up. A lot of people aren't surprised. I was kind of surprised. For some reason, I just really felt like they were in it for the long haul. They just seemed so comfortable with each other. They seemed genuinely in love. Kim's having fun. She's doing great things. He's so supportive of her. I don't know. I bought the whole thing hook, line, and sinker. People are saying it was a PR stunt move, whatever. I disagree. I think that they really did like each other. Apparently Pete now is in trauma therapy, or has been in trauma therapy because of how he was bullied by Kanye West. So I hope he gets the help that he needs there. I would probably have to do the exact same thing. That shit was fucking crazy. Let us not forget that Kanye made a whole video in claymation burying Pete in the ground like he was gonna fucking murder him. So it's wild shit happening there. Hopefully he's fine. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because we also knew that Khloe was about to welcome this baby with Tristan, especially after all this drama. We had the breaking news on this show, and we were talking about it and how absurd it was and whatever. And I want to give a shout out to just the Kardashian machine in general for an expert drop of all this news at once. They first dropped Kim and Pete's breakup news at like 6 p.m. on a Friday, and then at 8 p.m. on that same Friday, they dropped the Chloe and Tristan had the new baby. So honestly, the Chloe Tristan welcoming the new baby kind of got drowned out by Kim and Pete, and I know that that was on purpose. I know that was so they could take some heat off of poor Chloe, who everybody's just like calling her an idiot and saying, why'd you do this, and blah, 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 blah. And I feel so bad for her, but I'm happy that they have a new healthy baby, or she has a new healthy baby. I'm not fucking happy for Tristan Thompson. I don't give a shit what he does, but I'm happy for Chloe. It sucks that it had to go down this way, but that's some sister shit right there. Like, I'll take the brunt, I'll steal the headlines with my breakup, so they aren't all focused on you. And they're just a really great family. I just love them so much. I wish them the best. I hope Pete and Kim get back together, honestly. Like, they were saying, it was, you know, we're flying all over the place. He's in Australia filming a movie. Kim's always on the go. Like, not enough time spent together, too hard to do it long distance, which I feel like has kind of been a theme. This happened with Chelsea Handler and Joe Coy very recently. Similar thing. They're too busy. She's on tour. He's promoting his new movie coming out in, I think, a couple days. Might be out, actually. But yeah, it's just a real bummer for all that. It's sad when you see true love flicker out. It's just a sad thing. So I wanted to bring that up because, yeah, I just loved that move. It looks like we maybe have a little caller calling in, which I love. Maybe I'll just talk straight until this is all set up. But yeah, Kim and Pete. I'm trying to think what else has happened in the past weekend or so. I know that The Bachelor is starting to turn into a fucking nightmare to watch. It's oh damn it, the phone call ended up or hung up. What a bummer. Whatchamacallit, The Bachelor's not unwatchable, but they've lost control of the show. Like, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea who is gonna pick who's changing teams. I like Gabby, I like Rachel, I need to go back and forth, I need to do whatever. These poor girls are being pitted against each other and just put through the fucking ringer, and it's wild to watch. So if you missed our Cutting Stems recap this past Monday, go ahead and rewatch it on the Chicks in the Office YouTube page. And yeah, just catch up on it with us, because I have a feeling that it's just all gonna implode really quickly. So that'll be good. But all right, Jay, let's get into some of these DMs. See what's going on.
We're gonna pull up the first one.
Fabulous. OnlyFans, what can we expect? So this is I had a flood of questions about the OnlyFans. Yes, I started an OnlyFans. I heard about a couple other girls in the office that were doing it for different like content purposes, for you know, just trying to test it out, see what it is. We all know it has this stigma of like porn and whatever. I decided to get one. It's not porn at all. There will be no nudity on it. Nothing like that. I have found my wheelhouse, though. I believe that I get a lot of DMs, generally speaking, on Twitter and Instagram all the time. People ask me to like degrade them or yell at them or just be like, you're a piece of shit, whatever. People like my rant videos for that reason. They're always like stuff up my throat and all that bullshit. So I've got a lot of action in the DMs, people asking me to just send mean messages to them. Like, they just want mean messages. So I've got that going on right now. There's a couple of cute pics on there. It's a new business venture. It's a new endeavor. And I will say it's going very well. It's going very well. Night one, I'm overwhelmed by it already. There are too many messages, and that's not even a brag. That's just shame on how many like horny fucking men are out there sending me money, so I message them back. It's like fucking crazy. So that is something exciting. But apart from that, that's a separate business venture for me. That's the thing I'm doing on the side. I'll probably talk more about it on the weekends and stuff. But you know, when we're talking about shit here, we're talking about shit here. And I feel like we've been talking about it a lot the past couple of days. But yeah, if you want in on that action, you got to subscribe. You got to see what's on there. You got to see what I'm posting. Go ahead, subscribe. I am on OnlyFans, and it's something. Cheezits or Goldfish? It's Goldfish. Goldfish is the answer. I think that I love Cheezits. I think that like flavor blasted cheddar Goldfish and Cheezits, regular Cheezits, to me taste the same. I actually am a original Goldfish girl. I like it's got the blue on the front, and they just basically taste like soup crackers. And I often buy them and like put them in soup, and they have like a coating on them so they don't disintegrate as fast as like oyster crackers. They're fantastic for soup, so I highly recommend that. I think that that people might think that's a boring choice, but I also like the pizza Goldfish, so I'm choosing Goldfish every time.
Hot take, I think I'm doing Cheez-Its.
Are you? I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised. I just feel like a lot of people love Cheez-Its, and I do like Cheez-Its.
But
I just fucking love Goldfish,
I'll just be sitting on my couch. I'm like, I just want so many Cheezits right now.
Yeah, just like crush them.
But they need to be like really salty.
Yeah, I feel the exact same.
And I don't like people who like the toasted.
Yeah, the toasted ones are not that good. Also, have you seen the people? I don't know if I'm just getting served like weird fucking like weird ads or weird videos on TikTok or whatever. But the people who like crush up Cheez-Its and use them in their like baking dishes, like they'll like bread their chicken with Cheez-Its, and I'm like, that's white trash as fuck. Like that's so gross. But I bet it's kind of good. Like I wonder if it sounds gross, but I wonder if it's good. I mean, it is just like cheddar cracker, residue or whatever. So maybe it's pretty good. Who knows? But all right, let's throw up another one. It looks like we have a call. This always happens. I get excited. I see the calls answered. They start chatting, and then maybe they hang up. I hope she doesn't hang up. Oh, it's Charles. Someone named Charles from. I'm watching them write it from South Carolina. Let's see if they stay on. Charles, don't hang up. Oh, wants to talk about OnlyFans. Okay, let's see. All right. Hey, Charles, what's going on? Hold on, I can't.
Hey,
oh, there you go. How are you, Charles?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Hey, so I was curious, did you follow the Twitch meta last year when a lot of them got into OnlyFans and the hot tub meta that was happening on there?
No.
I didn't know if you.
What does that mean? Meta? Twitch meta?
Yeah, the meta, like it was the thing that everybody was doing.
Okay.
There were a lot of streamers that were hanging out in a hot tub. Essentially, they would put an indoor pool in their house or whatever, like a blow-up one.
Yeah.
Just hang out there in bikinis, whatever. It kind of took over. I thought it would be a good resource for you to look into, especially Amaranth. She has a thing on Vice. She's been doing this a lot. I just thought I would tell you that's a good resource you should look into.
That is a good resource. There's a lot of research I still need to do about OnlyFans in general, and I like all of the insight. I like the people telling me. Like the content that's existing on there, because in my head I'm like, yeah, whatever, like I know that there are porn stars on there, I know that there are girls who are like doing whatever, but I feel like there are so many different sneaky ways that people are on there and that other people love to pay and see. I almost made this whole episode today like help me plan out my OnlyFans, because I want to know what people want to see that isn't like my nipples, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, maybe I'll get a blow up hot tub for my house.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of that content, but she has gone and made a massive like company where her main thing is she has a ranch and she's trying to rescue horses after they've been injured.
Aw, that's so sweet. This is
successful. Yeah,
Aaron Alash, right?
Super successful. Amaranth, Amouraanth.
Amaranth. Oh, I've never heard of that. I thought you said. I don't know why I thought you said Aaron Alash. Anyway, yeah. I have no idea why that is. I haven't heard about her in years.
Very business savvy.
Love that.
I think she's even like offering to help out people that are trying out OnlyFans, because I think she started off just with costumes and cosplay, kind of like you were talking about with KFC.
Yeah. I love that, and that's a business bitch. You know what I mean? Like we're wising up here. We're getting smarter. We're getting together, and we're running this fucking gambit. And I'm thrilled about it. And I love all the support. I love how everybody is psyched. Everybody is just like, yeah, do this, do this. Like it seems like there are a lot of people who are fascinated and enjoying it in the same way that I am, where I just like literally can't believe that people are paying to even like be involved in my life at all. Like that's kind of the crazy part about it. And I think that there are so many people too that like can't believe it. And it's just like, how far can we push this thing? How far can we go for kind of just a little, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, no, and you've been great on all the other Barcelo content, so
Thank you.
Though OnlyFans isn't my thing, I think you should pursue it. I think there's a very big avenue there.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much, Charles, and I appreciate you calling.
Definitely, have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Love that. Love that. Good advice. Let's see. Favorite Barcelo podcast. Kaylee, what's going on?
Hi, Kelly.
How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm doing great. I'm doing great today. Having a good day. What's going on? What do you want to ask me about? You want to ask me about podcasts?
Yeah, I was just wondering, outside of the podcast that you're involved with, what's your favorite Barstool podcast or Barstool personality? And also, I have kind of a question piggybacking off that. Mm-hmm. As a woman myself, I've always liked Barstool. I've listened to Barstool. Kind of started with Call Her Daddy. Mm-hmm. As a woman in Barstool, I think like a lot of people on the internet or Twitter or whatever will knock Barstool for being like sexist or not feminist, and I disagree.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder like how you feel about that, or how you navigate people who might think that about you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my.
That's a really good question, because it is annoying. Like, I think it's annoying when people make the snap judgments about Barcelo. Before I worked here full time, I worked on and off with Barcelo, and I think somebody sent a question about this later, so I'll probably explain it in more detail. But I worked on and off with them for years, and I was a massive fan to start out with, and I always knew that they were good people, and I always knew that everything that ends up happening to Barcelo in the media is always like with little to no backing behind it. Like when they're calling them sexist, they're doing all this other bullshit, blah, blah, blah. It makes no sense to me in the way that it gets me pissed off, where I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody knows what they're fucking talking about. And so for a long time, it felt very much like, as a girl working here, sometimes you feel the need to be like, actually, no, like this place is great. I love my job. I love working here. I love the people that I work for. I love the people that I work with. And after a while, you just kind of get to ignoring the people. Like there's just too many people who are ill-informed about what they're talking about, that they just don't, they just blindly hate. And I respect blind hate. I have blind hate for things too, so whatever. But once they start getting a little out of control and like, trolling people, or if they work for a major news outlet and they're writing these articles that make no sense and are, baseless and whatever, it's infuriating to see. But you just got to block out the noise at this point. I think Barcelo's too big to care about the people trying to step on us, because they can't, you know what I mean? And
right, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like, it's annoying as fuck. But yeah, it is extra annoying, I think, as a girl, because some girls don't agree because they're ill-informed, or they don't know, or they haven't met anybody, or they're not involved in the content, or like, watch it or anything like that. And getting in fights with other girls about it, or like trying to convince them to see it the way that I see it, or to see it the way that some people see it, female fans of Barcelo see it, is always hard at first. But usually you can like ease them in. Like if ever there's somebody that I think doesn't really like Barcelo, I'll start them off, and it's a girl, I'll start them off with like the girl content. Like I'll do Chicks in the Office. I'll do, Play and Bree. Bree's show is excellent as well. Like any kind of girl geared stuff, they'll be like, oh wait, there are cool girls here. There are like normal people here. And then after they get to know those people, they want to get to know all the guys. And that is kind of a natural progression that I enjoy. So that's always nice to do. But as far as favorite podcasts go, obviously shout out to my girls, Chicks in the Office. I get to go on their show a bunch. They're fantastic. Love them. They're like the people to go to for pop culture stuff. So they're fantastic. But right now, I would say my favorite podcast here is Out and About with Joey and Pat. It's one of the only ones currently that I actually watch and consume outside of work. I don't often watch or listen to people's content outside of clips, just because I see these people all day long and usually I already know what's going on and whatever. But the Out and About show with Joey and Pat is so fucking funny that I can't promote it enough. It really cracks me up, and they're so quick and have some really good guests and funny perspectives on things. So I really like their show. Probably number one right now.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't.
You have to. Oh, you have to. You'll die.
I'll definitely check it out. Yeah.
You'll crack up. It's so good. It's so good. You should absolutely check it out. But thank you so much, Kelly, for calling. Thank you for those questions. They had me thinking, had me being serious for a minute. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking my questions. I appreciate it.
Of course. Mwah. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, let's hit a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll answer some more questions. Welcome back to On the Other Line. I'm your host, Kelly Keegs. I forgot what I was doing just now. I just completely forgot that we were even doing a show. I got wrapped up in Twitter just now, checking some shit out. There's nothing going on Twitter. I just was reading everybody's tweets. It's that time of day where people get home and they're tweeting up a storm. Anyway, sorry about that. All right, let's answer some more questions in the DMs. Damn, I gotta pay attention to my own show. Do you have any crazy talents? This got me thinking, and I don't know if I do. I think, actually no, that's a lie. My friends are always, growing up and still present day, they joke around and they say I'm like a jukebox because I know a lot of lyrics to a lot of songs. And that seems like, oh really, you know lyrics to songs? But I know a lot of fucking lyrics. I used to, growing up, my favorite thing to do was like go to Sam Goody, get a new CD, and then just like listen to the songs over and over again in my Walkman while just like reading the lyrics out of the like front booklet or whatever. And if I didn't have that, like once I got an MP3 player and we could, which like I got an MP3 player, not an iPod. I didn't have an iPod for a long time, but I had this like, what was it called? It was called like a jukebox spelled with a K. And I don't know, it was bizarre, but it was this weird little like gray thing. Once I started doing that, that's when like the internet was kind of popping off at that time. And I would go to azlyrics.com and print out lyrics to songs that I wanted to learn. And I would just listen to them on repeat and teach myself. And now, present day, when new songs come out, I do that. I'm a put the song on repeat that I really like and learn all the lyrics kind of girl. So it's 9 times out of 10, if it's a song that, you know, is between like the late 90s and mid 2010s, I probably know all the words. And I feel like that's impressive. That's a cool thing. Not a lot of people can say it. I like music a lot. I'm a big music fan. So that's something I feel is a talent. It's good for karaoke. Rank these: sex, drugs, alcohol. That's tough. I don't really know. I might go alcohol number 1, to be honest. I might go alcohol, sex, and then drugs. Although, I don't know, I really love weed. I might go alcohol, drugs, sex. I think that's what it has to be. Like, I like sex, whatever, that's fine. But like alcohol and drugs, like I smoke weed every day. Like that's just a thing. And I don't drink every day. I oftentimes only drink when I'm going out or I'm on a trip or whatever, but I don't drink by myself. It's not fun for me. I start getting like in my own head, I usually end up crying like for no reason, or I'll watch those like sad ass soldiers coming home videos and like meeting their dogs and stuff. Like I'll just really go down a spiral if I drink by myself in that way. And so I really only indulge on special occasions now. So I think that it has to go first because I do love it, especially wine, and then drugs for the weed, and sex, you know. I'll have it when I have it. Would you ever go on a date with one of your followers? It depends. I mean, I have had boyfriends and friends that I've met online, like through Twitter. Friends of friends, yes, but mostly like a little bit of Twitter, whatever. Not saying that I'll respond to like strangers. There has to be some kind of real life connection. I think if you're like a complete stranger and you don't know anybody that I know, and there's nobody to like vouch for the fact that you're not a serial killer or a freak, I don't think I can do it. It just seems a little too risque for me. Do you actually enjoy degrading people who are into it? So this is something that I've been dealing with the past couple of days, obviously with this OnlyFans thing. It's not difficult to be mean to people. Like it's very easy for me. I think because I like always have some kind of pent up aggression or some kind of like hatred within me that I'm trying to yell at somebody or yell about something. And especially if you are in an environment like Barcelo, you're kind of like up here all day long. Like you're performing, you're on, you're this, you're that. And so if there's that time when you get home, you have to like wind down. Like there's too much, like whenever we do cutting stems late at night, I can't go to bed right away because we were like just on camera an hour before. So I'm always having to like watch shows, or I end up making a million TikToks on my couch after smoking weed. Like whenever you see me posting TikToks, it's always me high on my couch trying to decompress like from whatever I was doing at work the day before. And so this option to like degrade people or who want me to send them mean messages, call them like a disgusting pig or a piece of shit, or a lot of guys are like, call me a short piece of crap and like all this bullshit. That's, people love that. And I don't know, I don't like that. I don't ever want to be like degraded. I'm not I don't take criticism well, so it's not something that I ever want, but it comes very naturally to me to just be a bitch. So it's not that I like it, but it's very easy for me. What are your thoughts on hypnosis? Would you try it or have you? I think that hypnosis is really interesting and something cool that I would like to try when it's like just me in a therapist's office. Like I feel like they do these hypnosis treatments, and I think that would work a lot better than like when you go to a show and they bring people up on stage and there's a hypnotist and everybody is slumped over in their seat. Like half the time I feel like they're faking it. Like I can't imagine them being real, and I just feel like in that crowded way, like that crowded place, it's harder to escape into your own mind and let like the hypnosis take over. I just feel like you could do that a lot better in a therapist's office or something. But people swear by it. Like a lot of people do the hypnosis method whenever they're trying to quit smoking and stuff. Like I feel like people say that like, oh, I went and got hypnosis because I was trying to quit smoking and I haven't touched a cigarette since. Like I hear stories like that all the time. So I feel like maybe it does work, or maybe it's like a mind over matter thing. Maybe it's just pushing these thoughts to the back of your mind. Like I don't really know the mechanics of it, but I would definitely give it a try. I don't see why not. I think it'd be fun. How did you start working at Barcelo? Yeah, this is what I was saying to my girl Kaylee before. So my journey to Barcelo was very long. It was, I'm trying to think when I first did some stuff with them. Probably 2013 or 2014 was when, and I talked about this before, I live tweeted the couple breaking up on the plane. I was already very friendly with the Barcelo people, namely like Kevin Clancy and Brendan Clancy. I was close with them online. I was always asking them for advice. I was wanting to start a podcast. Brendan Clancy's great for like startup help. He's very savvy in that way and helps you get all the tools. So I love him for that. And I was chatting with them a lot, and then I live tweeted this couple breaking up on a plane. I got a lot of followers, and they brought me on their shows to talk about it, and they kind of integrated me in. And from that point, I just kind of was showing up all the time. They would ask me to come in to do like an Oscars recap. This was at the time when Rhea and Fran weren't even here yet, so there weren't that many girls. I mean, I don't think there were any girls working for the company at the time. And so every once in a while, I would like help host radio sometimes. I was always like leaving my job during lunch. Like I had like it was the one time when they moved to the New York office finally, the one time I was able to like come in and hang out or whatever is at that time I had an office that was close to the Barcelo office, and I had a full lunch hour. Any other job that I've had, I've never had like a lunch hour like that. You would just eat lunch at your desk and for 15 minutes, and that was pretty much it. But I would have a full lunch hour, and it always coincided with either, I could take it whenever. So if I was doing something with Chicks in the Office on radio, or Kevin on radio, or doing a podcast with one of them, I would go do it in an hour and like have to run back to my job, and it was really funny. But I did stuff like that for a few years with them. At the time, we couldn't make it work for full time. They were kind of discussing the sales. I think the churn-in deal was about to happen or had just happened or something like that. So it just wasn't the right time. And I'm actually glad that it happened much later, because I think I needed a little bit more real life experience at like regular jobs. And just to, I don't know, it keeps my work ethic better having worked at other jobs. Like I feel like I don't really get as lazy or slack off, or like it's like this is important to me. This is something that I want to be doing, and so I put a lot more effort into it than the other jobs that I had that I just kind of didn't really like. But I did stuff with them for a long time, and then during COVID, I got laid off of my last job, which I worked at V Magazine. And I liked it there. It was chaotic, you know, as a lot of jobs are. It's a magazine job, so it was kind of like I liked that we got to, you know, I got to be on the pulse of things, of fashion and like influencers and stuff. That was always really fun. But unfortunately, during COVID, you know, they had to cut back a lot of shit, and it lined up perfectly where I ended up tweeting that I got rejected from another job in like a really nice way. It was this like audio book company in like Oregon or something. They were so sweet. It was a really good interview. It was this like little old man, and he called me to let me know I didn't get the job, but he left me a voicemail, and it was like the sweetest voicemail I've ever gotten in my life. He was like, "We are so sorry. Like you were so wonderful. You're eloquent. You're great. Like amazing things will happen. Like the only reason we hired somebody else is because they just had a couple of years of experience doing exactly what we need them to do, and you like didn't necessarily do this exact job yet. I picture great things for you." Like just this like 3-minute long lovely voicemail. And I tweeted about it, and then Erica saw it and replied and was like, "Let's have a conversation or come on my podcast." And so came on the pod, we talked about it, and she liked that I was transparent about not getting jobs. She was like, "I feel like people should be more honest about this kind of stuff and whatever," and I agreed, because if I'm looking for a fucking job, I want everybody to know so they can hire me if they can, you know what I mean? Whereas maybe a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been so open about it. I would have been like a little more embarrassed or something. So it was lucky that in that moment, I just was like, whatever, fuck it. Like I don't feel embarrassed, I need a fucking job, everybody's getting laid off, it's COVID. It kind of gave me the perfect excuse to like join the crew. And I went in, did her podcast. After that, I sent her a big, long pitch email of all kinds of shit that I wanted to do. I was like, "Listen, I really want to work here, and it's been years, and I do a lot of stuff still with you guys, and I want to do this." But the main thing that I pitched at that time, this was like August 2020. the main thing I pitched at that time was cutting stems. And I said that I do this Barstool, or not Barstool, I do this Instagram Live recap every Monday on my couch where it's just me yelling into the camera for a while. That's how I got good at yelling into a camera by myself. And I was like, I asked Rhea, Fran, and Trent if they would be down to do it. And then they said yes, and so I asked Erica, and it just all kind of came together, and it was amazing. I did freelance stuff for about 3 months, doing cutting stems and kind of helping out, writing a little bit, doing whatever, and then I got hired full-time January 2021, and no looking back. I just re-signed another contract, 2 more years. Fantastic, love it, and it's been wild. It's been a really crazy year and a half. I've done 3 reality shows. Like, it's fucking nuts. I have this show. I don't even know. It's weird when I lay it all out like that. It's giving me like heebie-jeebies a little bit. So I don't even know. It's just wild. But all right, let's hit a quick break and then we'll keep answering questions. Looking forward to it. And welcome back to On the Other Line. I'm your host, Kelly Keegs. I was paying attention this time we came back. Hell yeah. Love that. Let's keep going with the questions. What's a song you love that would surprise people? I thought about this when I got the question. I was like, ooh, what's a surprising song? And I know I've said this before. I don't know where I've said it. Probably Twitter, probably like posted it on my story before. But I had a time in high school, I think most of us did, if you are around my age, I'm 31, where, you know, emo shit was what was popular. And there was a time where it started getting... I was like dating this guy at the time who was really into it and was into like borderline screamo stuff, and I was never that into that, but he would sometimes play me songs that I were like, okay, this is catchy, or like it's a good chorus or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so the song that I like, it's called Bleeding Mascara by Atreyu, and it's just like, he just screams angrily into the microphone a bunch, and then the chorus is really good. So I just kind of play that in like an angry rage sometimes, which is really fun. And I don't know if that's so surprising, because it is a fucking good song. Like, it's just a really good song. But there's that, and what was this other? It was like, I have no idea what the other, Hawthorne Heights, I think, is the other group that Ohio is for Lovers, I think is the name of that song. And that song was really good too. Like, just a little bit of like emo shit, but was borderline screamo stuff. Like, I have a few crossover songs there that I really do like and know all the words to, because I, you know, made myself memorize them like a freak. Let's see. Socks or no socks? I am a socks girl. If I can be wearing socks, I like to be wearing socks. I don't know what it's about. My feet are always fucking cold. My extremities are constantly cold. I think just because my legs and arms are long, so it just takes a long time for the blood to get there. I think that even if there's air conditioning and all that, whatever, I'm socks. Like, even in the summertime, I wear socks when I sleep most of the time. Sometimes I'll get too hot in the night and have to take them off in the middle of the night, but usually I'm wearing socks, and I don't apologize for that. I think socks are important, and I think that they just make your feet feel good.
Kelly, we have gotten 2 people calling tonight thinking that this is the Brandon Walker show.
What is their problem?
I don't know.
It's not even the same time.
I know.
Like, it's so far done.
It's never happened before.
That's so weird.
It's happened twice tonight. I know. And Zach from Mississippi wanted me to tell you that you're hot and you have nice teeth.
Oh my God. Thank you, Zach from Mississippi. Oh my God. Nice teeth is such a good compliment, because you know all my teeth drama from last year. My double root canal and all that fucking shit. All the money I spent on these fucking teeth.
That is the best compliment.
Huge compliment. I appreciate Zach from Mississippi for saying that so much. But yeah, how random. Like, it's not even, Brandon Walker's show was over 2 hours ago. So I don't know what is going on here, but we are the king and queen of sling. Sometimes, you know, there's a little bit of crossover. You never know. You never know. Okay. What has been the highlight of your year so far? Ooh, that is so tough. I feel like I've had a lot of good things happen in the past year. I've had a lot of bad things happen in the past year. One specific moment. I didn't win any reality show this year, so that was shitty. Hated that. That was a bad moment. What was a highlight? How is it fucked up that I can't even think of one? Like, one good thing? I don't even know. I feel like there were a lot of good things. I guess, I don't know, getting my contract renewed, that was a great fucking thing. That happened a couple weeks ago, like I said, and that took like a massive weight off my shoulders. I think, honestly, this new OnlyFans venture is pretty fucking great. And it was fun to go on all those bachelorette parties in a row. I think that I complained a lot about it at the time because I was so exhausted. Now that I've had like a week to relax and decompress a little bit, I feel good about it. It was a lot of fun. I got to spend a lot of time with friends that were like outside of work, outside of New York. I got to see so many people and do so many fun things. I was on so many boats and just like having a good time. And so that was all really great. I cannot think of one specific amazing moment. Maybe it's yet to come. Maybe it's still coming in the year 2022. Just how high are you in this picture? Oh yeah, this was, I meant to send you the picture. This, for anybody who responded to my questions, anybody who responded to my questions from last night, the photo that I posted being like, post questions or whatever, I posted it right before I went to sleep. I had had a glass of wine and I also was high as balls. Yes, I was so high. I did not think that the photo looked that bad. I was like, oh, it just looks like the lighting, like it's whatever. And then when I woke up today and I looked at it again, I was like, damn, I look so blazed in this photo. So apologies for that. But that's, you know, that's me being real. That's me being real on my Instagram. You know, I'm moving outside of be real and I'm being real everywhere. It's inspiring me to be real everywhere. So that's what I was doing at that time. I knew I needed to get these questions in. I needed to give you guys time to submit them. So yeah, I had to post that high ass pic. First concert. My first concert was, I think we talked about this maybe, my first concert was Hilary Duff. I was way too old to be at my first concert at Hilary Duff. It was her Metamorphosis tour, another album that I memorized top to bottom because it was amazing. And I don't know where I saw her. It was not in a usual place I would go. It was outside for sure. I don't think it was PNC, but I just know it was outside. I know it was pretty local. Maybe it was in Pennsylvania somewhere. But she put on a hell of a show. It was the most amazing thing. I knew the whole album already, so I was singing along. My mom's friend took me and her other friend's daughter, and we just had like an amazing time. We had such a fun day. And I remember going, and I was really nervous about all the people that were going to be around. I wouldn't say that I'm like afraid of crowds, but they do make me a little nervous. Just because I think the atmosphere, the excitement in the air, like, is fun, but it makes me anxious at the same time. Like, oh my God, like, there's so many people around, something could happen. Like, what if there's a mass panic? Or like, what if something terrible happens or whatever? So I always had that in the back of my mind when I'm at concerts, but it exceeded expectations. And then after that, I went on a pretty big concert run. I went to Spice Girls. I can't think who else right now, but I just really, really went crazy about the concerts. Spice Girls was maybe one of my favorite concerts of all time. Like it was the reunion tour, obviously. I was too young to go when they were, I don't even know if they did, I'm sure they did an American tour when I was a kid, but I was a massive, massive Spice Girls fan when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. And so being able to see them, I got to go with my bestie from middle school, or elementary school really, and we made shirts and, you know, we went to Michael's, bought the hot pink shirts. We did like the puff paint with the glitter and, you know, I forget what we wrote, like, say you'll be there. Like, I forget what we did on the shirts, but they were amazing. And we just had like the best fucking time. Another one where we sang every song. That one, I think we were at the Meadowlands at the time, now MetLife. And it was just so much fun. And I'm looking forward to in a couple of weeks, my brother and I, thanks to my mom, who surprised us with Harry Styles tickets. And I keep forgetting that it's coming up. And every time I remember, I get so fucking excited. And I still don't know what I'm gonna wear. Gia, are you going to when he comes to MSG in a couple weeks?
No.
No? Well, you just saw him.
I know. I'm spoiled. So I don't really like, I'm not too upset about it, but I do, I do want to go.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, I haven't seen him put on a show. Everybody says he puts on a hell of a show. Every clip I ever see of him on TikTok and his shows and whatever looks amazing. My brother is the massive, massive fan of Harry Styles. He loves him. And so I'm excited to see him have fun there. And it's going to be a great weekend. Oh, also that weekend, that Saturday, the concert we're going to is on a Thursday. That Saturday, I'm going to I think it might be at like Gramercy Theater or one of those like theater, Irving Plaza, like something like that. It's going to be like a Taylor Swift listening party. Like it's just, they're going to play only Taylor Swift songs and everyone's just going to be there like crying and listening to Taylor Swift. And I keep seeing those pop up all over the place. Like they're always in Australia. They're always happening like in bars in New York and whatever. And I keep missing it. And so finally, Nate actually, who works here, found it and sent it to a couple of us. And he was like, should we go? So we got tickets. We're going. I'm very excited for that. So concerts on the horizon. Oh, we have a call from Jacob from Illinois. How to get a girlfriend? Is that what's happening? Jacob, what's going on?
Well, I have my brother's wedding in 2 weeks here, so I need a little bit of advice from the sexiest girl at Barstool.
Oh my God, Jacob, don't even.
I can get a girl like yourself, Kelly.
Well, Jacob, the first thing you have to do is be nice. Flood bitches with compliments. Okay. Girls love compliments.
Wait, let me take these notes.
Take the notes. Take the notes. Number one,
perfect. Okay,
compliments.
I got pen and paper. Number one.
Compliments.
Compliments.
Say it again.
Okay.
Compliments are key. Compliments are key. Honesty is key. And I would say, compliments, honesty, and self-awareness. You have to know. I think the one thing that always stops guys from being able to date girls, or they cross that line of like they're too much, or they're too nice, or whatever like that. Blah blah blah. You always have to be able to gauge what the girl is like wanting, or just like match her energy when you guys are talking. Like throw the flirting on for sure, and if she's flirting back, like ramp up at the same pace that she's ramping up. Because then it feels like a more natural progression. If you come in super hot and you're like, just like all over her and like immediately asking her to come to the wedding and whatever, fine. But it's like less likely to get that kind of the reaction that you want. But I would. It's in 2 weeks, this wedding. You're trying to bring a girl to it. I think you can get it done.
And it is my little brother's wedding. So.
Oh hell yeah! You got to bring somebody. You got to bring somebody. I think that you'll be able to. Also too. Whenever there's a wedding happening like that, especially if it's family or whatever, I love to like double dip into my life. Like see who have I hooked up with before, who am I hanging out with, who am I maybe like I've hooked up with on and off for years, who would come to this. It just like makes it more comfortable, and it's not so much pressure around your whole family. You don't have to be like, this is my girlfriend. You could be like, oh, we've been friends for years, and we're just kind of testing the waters and see how it goes. And that's always a good excuse as well. But yeah, compliments, honesty, and self-awareness, I think, are the most important things to have when you're trying to ask a girl out. Do you think that that's doable?
I think it is very doable. I got it written down too, so I just kind of memorize a few lines here, and I think we'll be golden. So.
Excellent. I think you'll be good. I have faith in you. I can already tell. I can tell by your voice. I can tell by your willingness to hear this information that you're putting some thought into this, and you wanna bag a bitch. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think you're doing a great job. All right,
so
Jacob.
I take it you're free on August 26th, which is a Friday then, for my +1. Is that correct?
Oh my God, Jacob. Sadly, I'm not. I'm not free at that time. I'm really not. I'm sad. I'm sad about that, but I have faith that you will, in fact, find somebody to go with you. And send me a picture of you and your date when you do.
For all your lady listeners out there, if anybody's free in the St. Louis area on Friday, August 26th,
perfect.
Hit your boy up. Perfect.
Hit up Jacob. He'll show you a good time. I promise. All right, Jacob. Thanks so much for calling.
Kelly, you're the best. I love you guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's hit our last quick break and then finish up the DMs. And welcome back to the end of our show. We are wrapping up the Ask Me Anything from the DMs. I'm excited about it. Let's bang them out, Gia. Favorite memories from college and high school. This is another one that I had to think about because I feel like I have a lot of good memories from both. All of them obviously include my friends. Like my memories are fun because of my friends, and I'm like so lucky to have a group of really good friends from both high school and college still. That's kind of goes back to what I was saying about like the bachelorette parties, all the trips that I've been taking or whatever. It's so important to me that so important to me to keep my real life outside of work. I don't want to forget about my real life and forget about the friends that I have that have been with me my entire life, like all that shit. So it's so important to me that I like make time for them because they've always made time for me, and they're such great people to me. And I think that whenever I think about high school or college, all I do is laugh. Like I feel like I don't have terrible memories. I don't there were obviously some shitty things that happened in both college and high school, but having such good friends around you all the time just makes it amazing. So any story that I have is a great memory because they were all there for me and we all got to experience it together. That feels super corny, but it's true. I love my friends so much. I could literally cry. I love my friends so much. Let's see. Biggest fear in life. Oh my God, this is so hard. I have a real fear of, I have a couple fears. One, cockroaches. I fucking hate cockroaches. I'm very afraid of them. I hate them. They have come into my apartment over the years. Like I have different apartments. I've lived either close to the water on the east side or close to the water on the west side. And at both those apartments, they show up because it's like, whenever it rains, they come out of hiding, and they're water bugs. Technically, they look like fucking cockroaches. Like they are cockroaches essentially. And maybe like once a year, when the seasons change, they'll pop up and it scares the fuck out of me every single time and I can't deal with it. That's a fear. Another fear is that I will die in like a losery way and that my obituary will suck. Like I just really don't want to die in a losery way. And I also have a fear of ignoring a problem that's happening with me and like not going to the doctor in time or something like that and finding out I have like 1 month to live. Like I never go to the doctor. Like I'm really bad with that. I've been trying to get better at it. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments lately. Not that there's anything wrong with me, but like I just always think like today I have this massive fucking headache all day long. Nothing can help it. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like I'm bleeding out of the brain and then it'll go away and I'll be fine. I'll smoke some weed when I get home and I'll feel okay. And then I'll think to myself for the next 3 weeks, like, damn, should I have gone to the doctor and like maybe check some shit out and whatever. And so I have a big fear about that, but it's not scaring me enough to go to the doctor more than I already am. So I feel like maybe it's not that big of a fear, but I would say if we're talking like, you know, snakes and whatever, cockroaches, I'm fucking terrified. So afraid. Do you have the name of our future kids already picked out? So I only included this with this person. Obviously, I'm not having kids with this person. I'm not having kids, period. I don't want kids. I've been really transparent about that. I don't know if that will ever change. I thought it would change. Like I've been saying that forever. I've been saying that since my 20s. And I always thought like, oh, I'll grow up. Maybe when I'm more financially stable, all that other bullshit, maybe I'll consider it, whatever. I'm still pretty firmly in the camp of not wanting kids at all. But I did have kids' names. Lily was a name that I really wanted for a kid, and Rose, honestly. And then both of Charlotte and Harry's kids in Sex and the City are named Lily and Rose. So I was like, all right, those are basically my kids. I almost got a French bulldog during COVID. Like everybody almost bought a dog or an animal or whatever, and I was going to name that dog Rosie. And I still think about precious Rosie all the time. I hope she is living in a nice home now, but because she was $4,000 at the puppy store and there was just no way. But yeah, I think that whatever names I thought were cool or liked, I also really liked the name Liam. I like the name Liam a lot. I think I would name a pet with those names now. I'm not gonna save them for kids. Let's just go pets. Favorite early 2000s comfort movie? Ooh, I don't have a lot of comfort movies from that time. I would say Clueless, I rewatch a lot. She's All That, I really loved. Not Another Teen Movie was like one of my favorite fucking movies. Like I always will put it on. I just laugh my ass off still all the time. Cruel Intentions was a really good one as well. I wouldn't say they're comfort movies. They're just like ones that I can always put on and just half pay attention to or whatever, which I guess is like literally the definition of a comfort movie, but it's not like they make me feel good. They're easy to put on and they're fun to watch, so I still keep watching them. All right, let's see. Do we have any more? I forget how many more we have left.
Yep, we got a few more.
Perfect. Do you listen to any podcasts? If so, which ones? I do sometimes. I will listen to podcasts if I see that there's a guest on there that I really want to listen to, or maybe it's a topic I want to know more about. I answered that question earlier. Do I listen to podcasts that are in this network? And it goes ebbs and flows. Like I'll check out KFC Radio sometimes if it's something like a guest is interesting to me. They had Aubrey Plaza on recently, who I fucking love. So I watched that episode. That was really good. I watch the Out and About podcast all the time with Joey and Pat. I fucking love that shit. Outside of the Barcelo network, I don't know if I do. Sometimes, oh my God, this is the podcast I fucking love and I'm so behind on, I have to get back up on, but it's called My Dad Wrote a Porno, and it is so fucking funny. It's this British trio, 2 guys and a girl. They're all like British on-air personalities, so they're well known in the UK, and one of them had a dad who wrote like an erotica novel, and I think now he's written a couple, like it's more than one, and the way he writes is just so like old man or whatever, but they read the book on air and then they like dissect it, and it's hilarious because it's like the guy's dad, so they just are cracking up the whole time. And I think it's called like, I forget what the book is called. It might be Belinda Blinks or something like that. It's so fucking funny and I highly recommend it, but you gotta listen from season 1. Like it's so perfect, and I love anything with like a British narrator, so huge fan of that. Ryan Reynolds or Gosling? This is so fucking hard. I honestly don't know. Off the top, looking at this at first, I was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, of course. And then I was like, wait, no, Ryan Gosling, obviously. I genuinely do not know who I would choose here. Ryan, they just both seem they're so hot. They seem so personable. They seem so cool. I might regret saying it, but I think I might go Ryan Gosling. Here's my plan. I'll meet Ryan Gosling. We'll get married. Eva Mendes can take a hike. We'll get married. We'll hang out. I'll become friends with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. And then I will also, by extension, become friends with Taylor Swift. And so that's just how that goes. You know what I mean? Like that's, and then Emma Stone as well. We'll be friends with her, La La Land, the whole thing. Pretty much anybody that's done anything with that group of people. Like I just want to be in that group of friends. And I feel like Gosling will get me there. Who are your closest friends in the office? I feel like I have a lot of friends in the office. I am close with the people that sit around me because I talk to them the most. I would say Rhea and Fran for sure because I work with them the most. I've known them the longest. Kevin and John as well, Feidelberg. I've known them for a million years, so that's really fun. And I have no problem with anybody here. Like there are just people that I'm closer to than others, but I would say those 4 people I have spent the most time with over the past decade. Which celeb couples are your favorite? Well, Pete and Kim, they were a favorite of mine for sure. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, I fucking love them together. I like, let me think. I honestly can't really think of any others at the moment. I like, oh perfect. I like what they're called. Nicola Peltz and Brooklyn Beckham. I really like watching them. Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber, love them. They're great. So, Gia, was this the last one or is there one more? Okay, last one. All right. Thank you guys so much for submitting all these questions. Thank you for calling me. Thank you for chatting with me. And we will see you next week.